Choosing a long-term partner is one of the biggest choices we'll ever make. If we get it right, we'll have a loving, supportive, and fulfilling relationship. But if we get it wrong, we could face stress, heartbreak, and regret. No wonder dating can feel so nerve-wracking. Even great writers like Jane Austen focus their entire careers on the topic of love and marriage, even when major events like wars were happening in the background. Why? Because who we choose to spend our life with shapes everything. So, let's talk about the biggest mistakes people make when picking a partner and how to avoid them. 1. Fear of being alone. One of the biggest reasons people settle for the wrong person is fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, or fear of never finding someone better. We convince ourselves that any relationship is better than no relationship. But being with the wrong person can actually make you feel lonelier than being single. It's like choosing to eat spoiled food just because you're hungry. In the end, it only makes you feel worse. The happiest relationships start with people who are comfortable on their own first. If you can enjoy your own company, you won't rush into relationships just to fill a void. 2. Staying, because of time invested. Many people stay in unhappy relationships simply because they've already spent so much time with that person. They think, I've already invested 5 years, I can't just throw that away. But here's the truth. The past is already gone. What matters is the future. Would you rather spend another 5 years in an unfulfilling relationship, or take a chance at finding real happiness? Think of it like a bad movie. If you've already sat through an hour of boredom, does that mean you have to watch the next hour? Or is it better to walk out and find something worth your time? 3. Expecting someone better to magically appear. Sometimes we convince ourselves that there's always someone better out there. We focus so much on a partner's flaws that we forget. Nobody is perfect. The real question is, are their flaws deal breakers or just normal human imperfections? Every relationship involves some level of frustration. The trick is knowing what's reasonable and what's toxic. For example, if your partner forgets to text back sometimes, that's annoying but normal. If they constantly lie or disrespect you, that's a problem. Learn to tell the difference. 4. Fear of love. Believe it or not, some people push away love without realizing it. If you've been hurt in the past, you might feel suspicious of anyone who genuinely cares about you. It's like a stray cat who's been treated badly. When someone reaches out kindly, it still flinches. But not everyone is out to hurt you. If you find yourself rejecting good people for no real reason, ask yourself, am I protecting myself or am I pushing away happiness? 5. Attraction to toxic behavior. Some people mistake emotional chaos for passion. If a partner is hot and cold, plays games, or constantly keeps you guessing, it might feel exciting. But in the long run, it's exhausting. Imagine riding a roller coaster every day. At first, it's thrilling, but eventually, you just want to get off and find solid ground. Healthy love feels safe, steady, and kind. It doesn't leave you questioning your worth. 6. Not listening to feedback. A relationship can't grow if one or both people refuse to listen to feedback. If every small complaint turns into a fight, that's a red flag. Picture this. A good relationship is like a team working on a project. If one teammate refuses to take suggestions and gets defensive over everything, how well will that project go? Relationships require open minds and the ability to reflect on our actions. 7. Ignoring small problems. Little habits that seem harmless at first can add up over time. Maybe your partner never apologizes. Maybe they interrupt you constantly. At first, these things seem small, like a tiny rock in your shoe. But walk long enough, and that rock can cause serious pain. Don't ignore the little things if they're making you unhappy. They matter. 8. Overlooking physical compatibility. Many people think attraction shouldn't matter in a serious relationship. But let's be honest, it does. Physical connection isn't the only thing that matters, but it's important. Think about it like food. You can have the healthiest meal in the world, but if it tastes awful to you, will you enjoy eating it every day? If the chemistry just isn't there, it might lead to frustration down the road. And in most relationships, physical intimacy is the one thing you can't outsource. So, make sure you're on the same page. 9. Chasing perfection. Some people never settle down because they keep searching for the perfect person. But here's the thing. Perfection doesn't exist. Even the best partner will have flaws. The key is finding someone whose flaws you can live with. Love isn't about getting everything right. It's about choosing someone and growing together, even through the messy parts. So, what's the biggest lesson here? There's no such thing as the perfect partner, but there is such a thing as the right partner for you. Instead of making choices based on fear, fantasy, or time already invested, focus on what truly matters: trust, respect, and shared values. A good relationship isn't about finding someone without flaws. It's about finding someone whose flaws you can accept and who accepts yours in return. If you found this helpful, let us know in the comments. And remember, love should bring you peace, not constant stress. Choose wisely.